Hello, everybody, and welcome to another conversation in our series on why Black Lives Matter. Our conversation today is a follow-up to our conversation last week, in that we ended it on just checking in and asking each other to check in about how we truly feel about our power and embracing our power, and whether there is potentially even a sense of not necessarily fearing our power, but not owning it completely ourselves. So for today, I'm gonna just ask the team to let's have a free-flowing conversation, and we will just allow the healing to take place as we go along as well. So for me, when I felt into the topic, I did have a sense that there may be places where I'm potentially shying away a little bit from my power. And so in shying away from my power, I'm not necessarily owning it completely. So I just want to test that with the team. How do you feel about your power and your base of power, and potentially what your understanding is of that power?
Well, I would say the understanding of my power is that it's love and it comes from God, so no one can take it from me. But I do see how I have like blocks to fully claiming that or like believing that sometimes, like in the mix of things, or like if something's like arising or like conflict, especially. Yeah, so that's really what I've been working through. Is like, yeah, just like powerless, like, is there really like gonna be a resolution? You know what I mean? Or, but like, that's not even why I should be doing it either, like, because all that matters is like my peace. Um, so yeah, I feel relief just even saying, well, it's just my piece. Like, I don't have to worry about anything else like happening from me doing that. Like, it's for me to heal, and feel better and be closer to God. Yeah. So that's kind of where I am with it. I'm just gonna popcorn, y'all. So Drake, popcorn. You're like the famous popcorn guy.
Yeah, I've been healing through like a lot of like power things also, and whenever I was like feeling into it, it was a hesitancy. I can't even say that word, so I'm having an issue. But to like claim it, because there was a fear of like that God wouldn't show up like with me in that spot, and that I would kind of just been left alone like in that power. I don't know if that makes sense. Um, so it was like working through that. I'm not going to be like abandoned when I use my power. I think there was like a fear of being abandoned, and also a fear of that I could hurt somebody with my power, even though I know that's not true. Um, so that's just what I've been working on, and like releasing just the heaviness of feeling like I can't be powerful, if that makes sense. So that's like my take on what I've been hearing through when he presented that question.
AJ, how do you feel about the question?
What came up for me was okay, I'm trying to put this into words. Give me a second. Okay, so it's somewhat similar to what Anastasia said, claiming that power, knowing that, yeah, that it comes from God, and knowing that there is power in your choices, if that makes sense. Knowing that it's, because again, like we always talk about, it's so easy to give into ego because it comes in very sneakingly ways. And to make that choice to know, how do I say this? And to know that there is power in that choice, and to stay in the choice of love. If you can understand what I'm trying to say. Yeah, that's what came up for me.
Yeah, so like my feeling here is that the core of kind of not completely embracing our power is actually almost a sense of fearing ourselves and fearing that we are that powerful and that we are that able to use our power in a healthy and powerful way. So like like it's something that Drake touched on as well, is that that fear of God abandoning you when you use your power, or that fear of your power being used to hurt other people, or in just in the sense of your power possibly being used to do damage. And so I feel like that's kind of the core of it. Like that's why there's the energy of avoidance when it comes to actually having your power and understanding your power, and also the source of your power. And then in that instance, by extension, the truth of your power, which is literally where we're trying to go to with today's conversation. So yeah, I just want to kind of also put that out there in the team and say like, well, having said that, which parts of that statement kind of resonate with you, and what does it do for us to hold on to fearing ourselves and fearing our power? And what would happen if we release that?
Beautiful things would happen. We'd feel better. We'd be closer to God. Yeah, what really resonated with me, it kind of broke up for me, but I believe you were saying like almost it's like fear of just being yourself. Correct me if I'm wrong, because it broke up. Yeah, I really resonated with that. Because even like coming on to here sometimes, I'm like, oh no, I'm gonna talk to the internet today. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm like, oh, the stage fright, and I always have to work through it before I come. So like that, you know, and that's part of it, like something so small, like just me like realizing, oh, like I'm gonna get on this call and talk to people. That's, you know, part of claiming my power within, because like there's nothing to be afraid of. Like holding on to that is the problem. Yeah. So yeah, beautiful things would happen. Letting go.
So having said that, Anastasia, you're like when you feel into that space right now, like what is the first feeling that comes up for you?
Yeah, just scared, and I see this part of myself, and she's like just in a corner hiding.
And what would she need to let go of the energy of hiding?
Yeah, just confidence and love.
Are you comfortable to give her that confidence and love right now?
Yes, I am. Because I don't like this little part in my vibration anymore. It's not serving me.
But is it okay that that part was in your vibration and brought to your awareness?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And as it comes into your awareness, what does it allow you to do?
Just like feel safer. Just feel safer.
Yeah, it also allows you to connect more deeply with yourself.
Yeah, I do feel that. That's good to point out.
How does that feel?
It feels good. Like a bunch of icky stuff got washed off.
Yeah, and as that icky stuff goes away and you look deeper, what do you see now? What do you feel now?
Just peace and joy. Like it's really fun being myself, because like no one else can be me. Like I'm just me. Amen. And that's it. Like that's the epiphany that came from that. Thank you for
Amen. Thank
helping
you.
me.
Yeah. You want to just allow all of that to just ground in. Just allow it all to settle into your heart space. So I've asked you now, how do you feel about talking to the internet now?
I feel better about it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I was talking to was it Drake? I'm sure it was Drake. I don't know what. We were talking on a block, and I was just like, we were healing it. And then afterwards we were like, wow, that it's silly that we thought that, but like, yeah, we had to acknowledge it and move through it. But I'm like, wow. It's that it never amazes or ceases to amaze me, the healing that takes place. Yeah, I feel better about talking to all of you, because like we're all just one. Like it's not that big of a deal. You're just like me and like someone else out there watching that's not even with us. Like we're all one.
And doesn't that allow you to just embrace your power at a deeper level?
Mm-hmm.
And that's really what we want, right? And I think that that's part of what I was kind of alluding to about us misunderstanding power and what it looks like and what it feels like, and even just how to be in it and use it. And so, like, when you feel into that now, what is your sense of power now?
My sense of power.
Yeah, like if somebody asked you, what is personal power or what is power? What would be your response to that question now?
My ability to choose. Yeah.
Your ability to choose.
Yeah, like I was gonna say more, but I was like, I don't think I need to say more. Like,
no, I'm just asking because I feel like it's such an expansive sense of a word, but you kind of, it's almost that for me, the feeling is that the word starts to have deeper meaning and a deeper feeling the more you actually settle into it, as opposed to looking to understand it. And that's why, that's why I'm prompting you quite a bit, because I just feel like it's such a nuanced thing. And for me, it's been, even in my journey, it's been the sense of, it's not the display of it. It's kind of the ownership of it. It's the contentment and containment of it. And when I use those words, I don't mean constriction, because there's a very different sense to those things. So yeah, I'm prompting a lot, but I also feel like it's good to really delve into meaning and the words the feeling behind the words, because I feel like that is where our healing settles in.
Yeah, I agree with that, because it is just like, what do they usually say in the group? It's something along the lines of like, the most powerful person is the one with the most peace, or something, like in the same room, something along the lines like that.
Yeah, and there's also the concept that the most powerful person in the room is the person with the most behavioral flexibility. And in order to have behavioral flexibility, you have to be peaceful to flow with what is happening at any given moment. So again, it does come back to, there is power in being peaceful. Power doesn't mean force.
Yeah, so when you said behavioral adaptability, was that what you said?
Flexibility,
Flexibility, okay.
Yeah,
so that's like meaning like you can basically maintain your peace no matter what is being presented in front of you. Okay, got you.
Yeah. And so because you're maintaining your peace, you're able to interact more appropriately and also respond more appropriately to what is happening around you, because you are operating from a very peaceful space.
Yeah, that makes me feel emotional.
It
I
makes you
needed
feel
to hear
emotional.
That. I just needed to hear that. Like, yeah.
Why is it making you emotional? What is it bringing up for you?
I guess just like all these places where maybe I had abandoned my power and like got caught up in, like what you were saying, like a behavior of a person. You know what I mean? So that's what it's bringing up. Like, but it's really healing. Like I just needed to hear that today.
Yeah. And what does that part of you need right now just to accept that all of those experiences were as they were?
Just a lot of compassion.
Amen.
A lot of love.
Yeah. And a lot of release of judgment. It's okay for those situations to have happened in the way that they had happened. And so do you feel like it's okay for all of those situations to have happened in the way that they happened?
I did not, but I choose to accept that.
Yeah, but it's also okay to accept that you had a path, and your path has led you to this piece of healing. And is it okay that it happened in that way?
Yeah.
And how does that feel?
It feels good because I get to release it.
Yes, amen.
Well, I did not expect this today, y'all. Thank you for holding space.
No, that's perfect. Remember something, that there's a time. Literally, there's a time for everything. And there was obviously something that you needed to hear today. And there was a piece that you needed to share today in your healing.
Yeah.
And so it's always appropriate and perfect for it to play out in the way that it plays out.
Mm-hmm.
And I think one of the things that I've learned along the way is kind of the energy of not wishing that things were different to how they are right now in this moment. And it changes how you are present with your life and with your life experience. And even in that is an amount of power and peace, because it's not that something happened to you. It possibly happened for you, with you, through you. And you put all of that in combination, that's a very powerful space to be in. How does that feel?
It feels really good. It does.
Awesome.
Yeah, thanks for sharing all of that. I just love when you talk.
Thank you for sharing that moment with us. Like, you know, it was where the healing took us, and I think it was just perfect. And it was perfect to just ground more into what it means to actually have peace in your power and power in your peace. And I think that comes back to what the truth of our power really is. It's not something on the outside. It's not a situation that's happening. It's not a thought that we're having. It's not even necessarily a feeling that we're having. And I think that's what led me to kind of ask the team the question at the end of last week, like, well, you know, like the intrinsic truth of our power is that it's just there. And I kind of feel like we just kind of need to purify and heal our consciousness in that place.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah,
so how's the rest of the team feeling about this? Let's pop Kundeji.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that question?
Yes, I'm saying how are you feeling about what we've gone through in terms of the process of healing with anesthesia and what it brought up for you?
Well, what it brought up for me was the statement about the confidence of speaking on the internet, because again, I've learned that I'm still working on my communication, and when it comes to putting words together, I don't like the long pauses that I do when it comes to getting my words together, which kind of like messes with my confidence a little bit. But that's what I needed for myself, was the confidence and feeling safe with the words that I was putting out. So thank you, Anastasia, for that. Yeah.
Awesome. But is it okay to take your time to articulate what you want to say?
Yes.
And so is it okay to release the judgment of yourself in that space?
Yes.
Cool. So would you like to go ahead and make those choices?
I choose to release judgment of myself.
Yeah. Because again, everything I feel is a learning experience. And so some of us have been kind of doing this stuff for longer. And so it's easy to get into the space where somebody else who hasn't done it for so long starts to compare and go like, well, why am I not able to just go there? But you go there in the time and space that's perfect for you. So like, I feel like it's again, just grounding the energy of it's okay where I'm at. I am okay where I'm at. How does that feel?
That feels good.
Is there anything else coming up for you?
No, that was the only one really that stuck out for me. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. How about you, Drake?
Yeah, I mean, when you were talking about how like your power is just your power. It's not like a feeling or something outside of you, or like that stuff. I realized that like a lot of the time I kind of give my power away to like things that are going on the outside, and I like place like my status or my healing on that, and so I like leak my energy to that, and it just takes I like experience like my power being taken away, but it's just me like choosing that, like me choosing to put all that energy into that thing on the outside instead of realizing that, well, I have like power over that situation, and that situation like doesn't need to bother me because like I have peace. And so that was just really healing, and like it reminded me to just be like gentle with myself and to not like beat myself up when I'm experiencing like things in my reality that are like not what I am wanting, and just knowing that I'm healing through it and it's not like this horrible thing, and you get through it with peace. Like that's probably like the most important thing is you overcome everything with peace, and like peace is your power. Like that's what that is. So yeah, so thank you for that, because like it kind of like hits me in like a specific spot, because that's just something that I've been working on for most of my journey, is just like kind of placing my value or my power or my peace like outside of me. So that was really healing, very powerful. Thank you for that.
Oh, thank you. So just to check in with you, that awareness that most of your journey has been kind of placing your power and your peace on external things. How does that actually make you feel?
It's a lot of like sadness, because it's just like this part of me that is like has been feeling all that judgment I placed on myself, because I was like blaming myself for things.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's like I can just release that, because I'm an innocent child of God, and I'm still learning.
Amen.
yeah, and I'm like perfect now, and my like that doesn't come from what's happening on the outside. Like that comes from God.
Amen. So I feel like there's still a bit of residual sadness. Would you like to go into it now?
Yeah.
So can you see that part of yourself that's kind of feeling sad about having judged himself so harshly for so long?
Mm-hmm.
And if you were to ask him, what does he need to feel loved right now?
Just to hear that I love him unconditionally.
Amen.
Yeah.
So can you go ahead and just let him know that?
Yes.
And just let him know that regardless of what's happening, you're going to love him unconditionally.
Yeah.
So it's safe to learn, and it's safe to make mistakes. And it's safe to come to new awarenesses all the time. How does he feel about that?
He just feels like a lot more peaceful because he's like, I don't have to judge myself. I can just like allow myself to have my journey. And
Amen.
yeah.
And he can allow the companion that was sadness to be released. Sadness does not have to be a companion, and judgment doesn't have to be a companion.
Yeah.
So maybe he can choose to partner more fully with love in this space.
Yeah.
To partner more fully with God in this space. How does that feel?
It feels really good.
And as you allow that good feeling to settle in, are there any other feelings that are coming up for you?
Yeah, there's like, I just feel like this tightness in my chest.
What is that tightness about?
It just feels like a resistance to more love.
Does the resistance to love serve any purpose?
No.
How comfortable would you feel to allow that resistance to release right now? It's not about pushing it away. It's not about wishing it away. It's just allowing, giving it permission to leave.
Yeah, that feels good.
And as it gives that permission to the resistance to just lift away. How does your chest feel now?
Yeah, it feels lighter.
Is there maybe anything else there? Maybe a deeper layer of resistance?
Yeah, it's like what's coming up is just a feeling of like not allowing love because I was feeling like I wasn't like deserving of it.
And is that true?
No.
Right. So what is the truth here?
That I am deserving of love.
Absolutely. You are ultimately deserving of love.
Yes.
There is no part of you that needs to do, say, or be anything other than your divine self, other than your current self, to be deserving of love. How does that feel?
It feels really good.
You don't have to be somebody else. You don't have to do anything else. You are perfectly worthy and deserving of love right now, as you are. No matter what you do or have done. How does that feel?
It That feels really good.
Awesome. So now just check in with yourself and feel into your chest and feel if there's still any tightness left there.
Yeah, it was just like this heavy feeling of feeling just that like desiring God so much and then like God not desiring to love me.
But is that even possible?
No.
Right, it's not possible. And yes, it's okay to take the steps to get to the core of the truth in this space.
Yeah.
There's never going to be a moment where God does not desire you or a deeper relationship with you. How does it feel knowing that?
It just feels really good because that's what I desire too. Like that's my highest desire.
Amen. Because your desire is not of yourself, it's of God. And there's a perfect alignment between your desire and God's desire as you go deeper into your relationship with God. Yeah. So is it okay to embrace the desire to love God more deeply in this space?
Yes.
How does that feel?
It feels really good.
Let's allow those feelings to just settle and the lightness to just return. Is anything else coming up for you right now?
It still feels like there's just like a little tightness there. Like there's something.
Let's choose clarity of what that tightness really is right now.
Yes.
Then just take a deep breath and release the pressure of having to know. And just allow the knowledge to come through to you. Just give yourself permission to be open to the knowledge surfacing. What is that tightness related to?
It's just like a feeling of rejection.
What is that rejection about? Where does it stem from? And does it serve a purpose?
It's just like this from the child, like my inner child. He just feels like I guess he felt that way about like his parents, like just wanting to be closer with them and having a deeper relationship, but they didn't really want that, so he felt rejected there.
Is it okay for your parents to have been the people that they are or were, and for you to be the person that you are right now? And is it okay to have had the desire for a deeper relationship?
Yeah.
And so in allowing yourself to accept that there was a desire for a deeper relationship and that you can have that deeper relationship with your divine parents, how does that feel?
That feels good.
Yeah. And so would you like to allow your divine parents to embrace and accept you in the way that you've always wanted to be embraced and accepted? How does that feel?
Yeah, it feels good. Like it feels safe.
Yeah, and you can go ahead and envision either one of them or both of them standing on either side of you put their hands on your shoulders or holding your hands, and just embrace and accept and visualize that vision of a complete family unit with you at the center of it.
Yeah, that feels good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as that good feeling returns, how much more acceptance returns?
Just a lot.
And so now, when you think about the sense of rejection that you previously experienced, how do you feel about it now?
It kind of like, it doesn't really matter. Like, it's not important.
It's not important, but it was there, and it's okay for it to have been there because you were a powerful healer. And so it's highlighted to you a place where you could go for you to, in terms of deeper healing.
Yeah.
How does the tightness in your chest feel now?
It just feels like my chest feels just much more open and like light.
Perfect. Are there any other feelings coming up for you, or does it feel complete in this space?
Like, I can still feel the tightness there, but I don't know if it's because there's an upset or if it's just like leaving. That's kind of like bothering me.
Okay, so let's go deeper. Let's go deeper. There's no rush. There's no rush to release it. There's no rush to know what it is. It's very appropriate to allow the meaning to surface. Don't chase the upset. Let the upset surface. So just take a deep breath in that space. Just breathe into your heart space for a few minutes, for a few seconds. And as you allow that refreshing breath to settle in, what is the tightness in your chest trying to tell you?
It's like a loneliness or a feeling of being like alone.
And in truth, in divine truth, are you ever alone?
No.
And so is it okay to release the residual feeling of aloneness as you allow more acceptance to flow into your heart space?
Yeah.
And as that aloneness comes into your awareness, and the acceptance kind of helps to uproot it, is it safe to honor that that's the experience that you were having at the time?
Yes.
And is it okay for it to have been there?
Yes.
And as you allow yourself permission to accept all of those feelings, how do you feel about that sense of aloneness now?
I feel better about it.
So is it okay for you to invite your inner child to always let you know these feelings?
Yes.
Is it okay for you to let your inner child know that you're always going to be there to hear him out when he has these kind of feelings?
Yes.
How does he feel about that?
He feels much better. He feels like he's important to me.
Amen. Which is the absolute truth.
Mm-hmm.
The absolute truth is that he was never alone. You were always there.
Mm-hmm.
Your divine self was always there. Your divine parents were always there. The only thing that needed to be released was the illusion that they were not.
Yeah.
And so now, if you just check in with yourself in those areas where you felt abandoned and rejected and alone, how do you feel now?
I feel good.
Does it feel complete, or is there more through your work through here?
It feels like there's something still there.
Mm-hmm. Would you like to just give yourself permission to completely drop into your heart space?
Yes. Yes.
And as you give yourself permission to completely drop into your heart space, what is that something that could still possibly be there?
There's a feeling of like lack or not enough.
In that feeling of lack or not enough, is there a part of you that's telling yourself that you are not enough?
Yes.
What does that part need to feel loved right now in order to release the illusion of lack and the illusion of not being enough?
Just that I am enough and I have enough. There's no lack.
Amen. Would you like to just accept that? Like just really allow that new choice to actually take hold. Would you like to go ahead and give yourself permission to allow in the evidence of being enough and having enough?
Yes.
And how does that feel?
Yeah, it just feels like just really good.
And as that good feeling just settles in a little bit more, would you like to give it permission to remain?
Yes.
And as you give yourself permission to actually feel good, are there any other feelings that come up for you?
Just like there's like a hesitancy, like it feels like there's like a wall there.
And is that wall serving any purpose?
No.
What was the reason for the wall?
Feeling like if I let good in, that I can be like hurt or destroyed almost. That's what it feels like.
But you see how that wall was keeping away the good and the enoughness and the being enough.
Yeah.
Would you like to go ahead and just make the choice to release that wall right now?
Yes.
And once you're in, releasing that wall allows your good to settle in at a deeper level. And again, your good is yours. The truth of your good is that it cannot be taken away. And so the only vibration you need to release is not allowing yourself to accept all of your good. How does that feel?
Yeah, it feels really good.
Yeah. And how does the tightness in your chest feel now?
Yeah, it feels good.
Does it feel good? Does it feel better? Does it feel lighter? Has it been released? What do you mean when you say it feels good?
It feels lighter, like it feels like it's not there. It's just like
awesome.
releasing. Yeah.
Good. Would you like to just allow all of that healing to just ground into your heart space and settle into your core?
Yes.
Just welcome home all those parts of you that were accepting illusion where the truth has been so much more powerful. Just welcome your inner child home, letting him know that this is home and you're not going anywhere. And you're not going to leave him. And just allow him to settle into your heart space. How do you feel now, Ray?
Yeah, I feel good.
Awesome.
I feel a lot lighter. Thank you for that.
Thank you for sharing that with us.
You're welcome.
I think that was that was a big piece of healing that you shared with everybody, and I think it was probably time. It was time for you to embrace your power of healing in this space as well.
Yeah, thank you.
How does that feel?
It just feels good. I just feel like a lot lighter. Like I was holding back and like receiving all of God and like all his like gifts and his peace that he wanted to give me. And it just felt way better to just be like, okay, no, you can come here. God was like, I'm here to give you a hug. And I was kind of like, no. But then I was just like, feels much better.
I want the hug, but no, don't hug me. I want the hug, but no, don't hug me.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that that's kind of been an interesting thing for me as well, because when, you know, like as you embrace your healing, you just realize that all the things that you really desire are also the things that you tend to push away.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, like that, I think it was really a good piece of healing. So thank you for sharing that with us.
Yes, thank you for helping me through that.
Awesome. Cool. So how's everybody else feeling?
Feeling good. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. I think that was a powerful embrace of our power. Yeah, so I'm just
gotta have the pun.
Yeah, well. So yes, like for me, it kind of today's conversation and healing feels quite complete. So I just want to check in with everybody. Are you also on that page with me? Good, perfect. So thank you. Thank you everybody for the conversation today. And thank you to everybody that's been following us and joining us. We'd like to also invite any new people that are following us to like and subscribe to our Church of Union YouTube channel, where you will find all our previous conversation in our series on why Black Lives Matter. And we look forward to seeing all of you next week. Thank you, everybody.